Hello and a very warm welcome. You've heard of AI, artificial intelligence, now gets set to be stormed by EI, election intelligence. Of all the election innovation projects we've been working on relentlessly for the last several months, there is none we are more delighted to share with our viewers than this election intelligence dashboard. The most powerful computing device ever made to crunch election numbers. If you're an election geek, you're about to be wowed. That is absolutely guaranteed. This machine and what we're about to show you over the next several minutes will be deeper insights into how India is getting set to vote than you'll get to see anywhere else on any TV station, on any website, on any newspaper. Let me just give you a quick peek into the election intelligence dashboard. 91 seats go to polls in the first phase on the 11th of April. That's now showing on your screen in a color-coded map, the yellow depicting the seats where elections will be held. If you want to look at, for example, what the overall results in these 91 seats are, here it is. The NDA has 53 of these 91 seats. The UPA has 8, others have 30. 40% of the vote share to the NDA, 19% to the UPA, 41% to the others. We can also look at the vote share and the figures from the last elections. In 2009, the UPA had 58 seats, 37% of the vote. The NDA had 14 seats, 15% of the vote. And that's the past result. What I can also show you is the voter turnout from the first phase. In 2014, in this phase, 71% of the voters cast their vote. In 2009, 66% cast their vote. In 2019, we will know tomorrow. That figure will keep changing as we get data from our reporters on the ground and from our stringers in every single constituency. We can also show you who are the key candidates who are fighting in the battle tomorrow. Remember, there are very big names here. Ajit Singh, former Civil Aviation Minister, AIMIM leader Asuddin Owaisi. In Jammu in Bihar, Chirag Paswan, Ramvilas Paswan's son. Hansraj Ahir, Minister of State for Home Affairs. Former Uttarakhand Chief Minister, Harish Rawat. Imran Masood, Jayant Chaudhary, Ajit Singh's son. Jitendra Majhi, Kavita, daughter of K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Kiran Rijiju, Mahesh Sharma. Mukul Sangma, Nawam Tuki, Nana Patole in Nagpur fighting against Nitin Gadkari, Renuka Chaudhary, Sanjeev Balian and VK Singh. When we click any of these, you can see who won in 2014, who the winner in 2009 in that constituency was. What you can also see are the swing seats. How many of these are slippery seats? Slippery swing because in every election, in the last 3 elections, these seats have changed hands. They've had different winners in every election in the last 3 elections. So they're the ones that can swing out most easily from the hands of any party. There are 15 swing seats that will be going to polls tomorrow. Some of these seats are in the northeast, a lot of them in Uttar Pradesh as well. When I click Uttar Pradesh, out of the 8 seats where polling will happen tomorrow, there are 3 swing seats, Kairana, Muzaffarnagar and Saharanpur. It's in Saharanpur that one of the key battles is being fought where Raghav Lakhanpal of the BJP is squaring off against Imran Masood of the Congress. And this time there is a BSP leader who is in the fray and is giving a tough fight. So you can see what happened in this seat in 2009. You can also see what happened in 2004. There are also bellwether seats to look out for. Bellwether seats are those seats that have correctly predicted who the winner at the center would be, and they've gone in the same direction as the winner. There are 4 bellwether seats out of 91 tomorrow. When I click to show you which the bellwether seats are, in Andhra Pradesh there are 2 bellwether seats, Kakinada and Rajamundry. In Kakinada, in 2014, the TDP won. They were then in alliance with the BJP. In 2009, the Congress won. In 2004, the Congress won. In 1999, the TDP won. And in 1998, the seat was won by the TDP. This is in Andhra Pradesh. There's also, if I look at the bellwether seat, Sikandrabad here, this very tiny dot, Sikandrabad. In Telangana, which was won by the BJP in 2014, 2009 with the Congress, 2004 with the Congress. 1999 with the BJP, and 98 again with the BJP. What I want to show you is something that is very, very interesting for any election watcher. It's the margin calculator. What the margin calculator does is show us how many of the seats that will go to polls tomorrow have a margin of less than 1%, where the gap between the winner and the runner-up was less than 1%. So there are 3 such seats where the gap between the winner and the runner-up was less than 1%. I'll show you which those seats are. One of them is in Telangana, which is the Mehboob Nagar seat, and when I go to Mehboob Nagar, the TRS candidate over there won against Jaipal Reddy by a wafer-thin margin of 0.26% votes. If I go back to 2009 over here, in 2009 as well, the margin was only 2.17%. That time the winner was K. Chandrasekhar Rao in the constituency of Mehboob Nagar. The other seats which are very, very tight, I want to show you now the seats that were won by a margin of less than 2%. There are 11 such seats out of the 91 that go to polls tomorrow where the margin was less than 2%. I want to show you some of these seats. Let's go to Odisha. 2 of these seats are Koraput and Nabrangpur in Orissa. In Koraput, for example, the BJD candidate Jina Hikaka won against Giridhar Gamang of the Congress by less than 2% vote. 1.95% was the margin of victory. Then you can also see which are the seats that were won by a margin of less than 5% vote. So there are 23 out of 91 seats which were won by a margin of less than 5% votes. If I look at the seats that were won by a margin of less than 20%, there are 68 out of 91. And if I look at the seats which are relatively safe, where the margin was more than 20%, there are 23 out of 91 seats where the margin is relatively comfortable. The parties that did well in these seats, those are seats that are relatively comfortable where the margin is more than 20%. I want to show you the urban matrix as well. These are the seats in contest tomorrow, which are largely urban seats. There are 31 seats. 1/3 of the seats tomorrow are urban seats. A lot of the concentration is in Uttar Pradesh, where out of the 8 seats, 5 are urban seats. Gautam Budh Nagar, which is Noida, Ghaziabad, V.K. Singh's constituency, Meerut, Muzaffarnagar, the crucial constituency, right hit Meerut, and Saharanpur. This is in Uttar Pradesh. If we go, for example, to Maharashtra and show you the urban seats in Maharashtra, then you can see which the urban seats in Maharashtra are as well. So here are now the urban seats in Maharashtra. There are 3 urban seats: Nagpur, Ramtek, which adjoins Maharashtra, Nagpur, and then there is Chandrapur, which is where the Prime Minister was. Rural tracker finally on your screen right now. There are 60 rural seats, a lot of them in the northeast, a lot of them in Andhra Pradesh, Bastar of course in Chhattisgarh, and some in Maharashtra as well. So this is just a very brief sneak peek into what the election intelligence dashboard does. You're seeing historical data so far. When live data starts coming in, it gets even better, even more mind-blowing. I want to introduce you to our guests who are joining us on this broadcast, and our guests this evening are not political pundits because we've heard them speak many times. We've got the finest team of reporters on the ground tracking this election for us. I want to introduce first Shiv Arur. He is reporting from Hyderabad. We've got Akash Koleru reporting from Vijayawada. Kamlesh Sutar is reporting this evening from Nagpur, where Nana Patole on a Congress ticket is squaring off against Nitin Gadkari of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Manogya Loiwal is in lovely Itanagar. That's the one place I'd love to be this evening. We've got Anand Patel in Meerut in western Uttar Pradesh, and Sujaul Haq Thakur is reporting from Baramulla. So I want to show you, first and foremost, let's just go across to Shiv Arur. He is in Hyderabad, and we'll show you the fight in Hyderabad as well. So if we go to Hyderabad, you'll have to give me a moment. This is where the AIMIM leader Asuddin Owaisi has been on a very strong wicket. He won in 2014 with a big gap against Bhagwant Rao of the BJP. 53% of the vote to Asuddin Owaisi, 32% to the BJP candidate, and Krishna Reddy of the Congress came in with just 5%. What a stunning backdrop, Shiv, right behind you. This is the Charminar, and what's the mood like in Hyderabad with just hours to go, Shiv, for the first phase of polling to start.
Well, it's an electric atmosphere as always, considering that Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have historically had extremely aggressive elections. This time around, it's a record of sorts. Rahul, just hours to go before polling actually starts, we've seen, an unprecedented level of viciousness, between KCR, the Chief Minister of Telangana, Chandrababu Naidu, Jagan Mohan Reddy, with Chandrababu Naidu in neighboring Andhra Pradesh, hitting out in a very, very uncharacteristic manner against Jagan Mohan Reddy and KCR. Here in Hyderabad, things seem to be pretty smooth sailing, for the man who's looking for a fourth term here from the Hyderabad constituency. Rahul, very interestingly, the TRS, which the AIMIM considers a friend, has very openly, shown that sort of fondness. Owaisi even says KCR should be a prime ministerial candidate. The TRS has a candidate who will be standing, in the Hyderabad contest tomorrow. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see. Of course, there could be very many explanations, but I can tell you the mood on the ground is one of surprise. People are still coming to terms with the many pulls and pressures, both national and regional, that are going to be coming into play here. But everyone knows that the Hyderabad seat, the Hyderabad election is the big one.
Okay, the Hyderabad election is indeed the big one. I want to go across to Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. All the 25 seats of Andhra Pradesh up for elections. And remember, there's a big assembly election there as well. So in Vijayawada last time, the TDP won. The candidate of the TDP, K. Srinivas, picked up 50% of the vote. Then there was Koneru Rajendra of the YSR Congress, 43% of the vote, and Avinash Devineni of the Congress with just 3% of the votes. The Congress was completely wiped out across Andhra Pradesh in the last elections. If I go and give you a sense of the voter turnout as well, we can also go in to Andhra Pradesh and show you the voter turnout in Andhra Pradesh also. So we can go, for example, to the voter turnout of the entire state of Andhra Pradesh, which had about 79% voter turnout in 2014. In 2009, they had 76% of the voter turnout. And if I go to Vijayawada, which is where Akash Koleru is, 78% voter turnout in 2009 and 76% voter turnout in 2014. This is a big election. Jagan Mohan Reddy has been campaigning through his Padyatras door to door. He's been speaking about how there is anti-incumbency, but in the end, we're seeing the TDP also mount a rearguard action. You've been traveling across. Give our viewers a general sense of what the political mood in Vijayawada looks like tonight.
Well, yes, Rahul, the equations have changed in the last 4.5 years ever since the state was bifurcated. In 2014, the state witnessed a two-way battle between the YSRCP and the TDP. But this time, with actor-turned-politician who supported TDP in 2014, Pawan Kalyan starting his own party, seeking for votes for his own party, a lot has changed. And as you very rightly stated, in 2014 itself, the Congress and the BJP, both the national parties, were limited to having negligible impact on the polls. This time around, with Pawan Kalyan entering, with him being the third party, the BJP and the Congress have almost are facing an existential crisis in this particular state. But two very, very quick points: all the 25 MP seats and all the 175 assembly seats will go to polls tomorrow. It's become a very interesting battle, considering the fact that CM KCR from the neighboring Telangana state, Asaduddin Owaisi, who's openly supported YSRCP, all these factors are coming into play, and the politics in the neighboring state of Telangana are also impacting Andhra Pradesh at this point in time. Mayawati comes to Andhra Pradesh and says she wants a non-Congress, non-BJP government at the center. Deve Gowda, former Prime Minister, comes to Andhra Pradesh and says Chandrababu Naidu is a worthy prime ministerial candidate. So apart from the state politics here, we have a lot of central ambitions which are overwhelming at this point of time in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, who emerged as the leader of the opposition after his father's death, after he split from the Congress party, this, according to most people, is a do-or-die election for YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, who since the past 4.5 years has been time and time again claiming that becoming the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh is his ultimate dream at the end of the day. But it all boils down to this: it's either going to be a YSRCP taking it away from the TDP and the Janasena, or the Janasena actually having an impact. Because remember, the Kapu community vote is very important in the state of Andhra Pradesh, which runs very high on caste politics. The Kapu community for all these decades did not have a leader to represent them. But Pawan Kalyan belongs to the Kapu community, and the Kapu vote for decades has been with the TDP. So another equation here is Pawan Kalyan is more prone to harming the TDP than the YSRCP. So it is all boiling down to whether or not Pawan Kalyan is going to to eat up the vote share of both the YSRCP and the TDP.
So there are two bellwether seats in Andhra Pradesh. There is Kakinada and there is Rajamundi. In Kakinada, for example, the TDP won in 2014, the Congress won in 2009, the Congress won in 2004, TDP in 1999, BJP 98. So whichever side Kakinada goes is the side which usually ends up in government. So that's a crucial seat to look out for. In some senses, a good luck seat. Then there is Rajamundry, where TDP won in 2014, Congress in 2009, Congress in 2004, BJP 1999 and 1998. I want to go across now to Anand Patel. He is in Meerut, and remember, Western Uttar Pradesh is a crucial battleground because there are 8 seats that are up for contest. If I go to Meerut, which is where Anand Patel is right now, in 2014, Rajendra Agarwal of the Bharatiya Janata Party picked up 48% of the vote. That time, the BSP-SP candidates were fighting separately and the vote got split. Anand Patel, how strong is the alliance looking on the ground? To what extent do you think SP votes will transfer to the BSP and BSP votes will transfer to the SP? That question is critical because the answer to this question will in large part determine what happens in the election, in the crucial battleground state of Uttar Pradesh. Anand Patel.
Well, absolutely, you're right, Rahul. This is what will define the success of the alliance. Whether the votes of Samajwadi Party or the BSP will go to their candidates, respective candidates. Now, we are just on the outskirts of Meerut. This is the Delhi-Meerut highway. And we've been speaking to the Dhabawalas, and they were complaining that the Vikas of the Modi government hasn't reached them yet. Now, the reason behind this, their point saying this is that the grand inauguration which the Prime Minister did a couple of months ago of the Sarai Kale Khan to UP Gate stretch of this highway, the 8-lane highway, the work is still not reached Meerut, and we still, see the notorious jam on this highway. So the complaint is very much valid. And also the other issue in the rural areas, if you go, is the Gai and the Ganna. Now, this is the sugarcane belt where the sugarcane farmers are yet to get their payments. Despite so many efforts made by the Modi government, a package was also announced by the government, but so far the mills are yet to make large part of the payments. And the other, the Gai, the cow menace, the stray cattle menace in the villages is rampant, and that is what the voters in the rural areas are angry about with the Yogi government. If you look at the caste combination here, the Dalits and the Jats, they voted overwhelmingly for the BJP in 2014. Rajendra Agarwal won by a margin of 2.5 lakhs. Now, that was Modi wave. Now, 2019, the scene is completely different, and that is the reason why the Prime Minister had to invoke the Sarab slogan here, saying that the Samajwadi Party, Baspa and the Rashtriya Lok Dal have formed a combination here. So that's the major concern for the BJP. With the votes not splitting among the SP and BSP, with the combined candidate, the combination is very strong here. And also, remember, on Sunday, Mayawati came down heavily against the Congress for fielding a strong candidate in Saharanpur and asked the Muslims not to vote for the Congress. But here in Meerut, it is just the opposite. The entry of the Congress candidate here, Harendra Agarwal, is splitting the upper caste vote. He's a Vash from which the BJP candidate also comes. And that's the BJP's worries. If the Congress candidate manages to take away some votes from the Vash community, it will be a problem for them. So it's evenly poised because, the BSP candidate here is a Muslim, and there are questions being asked whether the Jats will vote for the Muslim candidate or not.
So from Western Uttar Pradesh, I want to go across now to Nagpur. It's in Nagpur that Nana Patole and Nitin Gadkari are locked in contest, and Nitin Gadkari won in a smashing fashion in 2014. This time, though, Nana Patole, who was the giant slayer from 2014, he beat Praful Patel in Gondia. He's now fighting in this urban constituency. Nitin Gadkari picking up 54% of the vote last time. Vilas Mutemvar, who's a strong Congress candidate and has been multi-times MP in the past, won 28%. Mohan Ram Rao of the BSP won 9%. Kamlesh Sutar, Nitin Gadkari is a much-loved union cabinet minister, loved by friends and foes both. How strong is his candidature looking in Nagpur? What's the general sense in the Vidarbha belt where the votes will, where voting will happen tomorrow?
Well, 7 seats, Rahul, would be going to polls out of the 10 seats of the Vidarbha regions. 3 would be going in the second phase. But the 7 seats that would go to poll, all the 10 seats in 2014 were won by the Bharatiya Janata Party by a quite a huge majority, a huge margin last time. But this time, at least 3 to 4 seats in Vidarbha region would see a tough fight, including the one where Nitin Gadkari is contesting the seat of Nagpur, which is very important for the BJP for several reasons. A, because it's the headquarters of the RSS, their former national president and union chipping minister, one of the top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Nitin Gadkari is contesting from here. And also the chief minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, hails from the Nagpur city. So a lot of stake for the BJP. Initially, when Nitin Gadkari's candidature was announced and Nana Patole, who switched from the BJP to the Congress, criticizing the Modi government's policies against the farmers, he joined the Congress and he announced his candidature. Initially, it was seen as a cakewalk for Nitin Gadkari, but as the campaign progressed, Nana Patole has put up a good fight in Nagpur, and the seat would see a tough battle between the two, a good tug of war between the two. Basically, Nitin Gadkari would be relying upon the kind of development work where I'm standing right now, the place, the Nagpur Metro, which Nitin Gadkari has always been speaking about. If I can ask my camera person to show the place where we are standing now, this Nagpur Metro, saying that Maha Metro transforming Nagpur and the kind of infrastructure work that is being carried out by Nitin Gadkari is going to be his pole plank. A lot of infrastructure work that he has carried out. We have seen Nitin Gadkari hardly talking about any other issues, but only talking about the development work that he has carried upon. But for the Congress, Nana Patole would be depending here in Nagpur, what they are calling it as the DMK factor, the Dalit, Muslim and Kunbi factor, the Kunbi caste, from where Nana Patole hails. So out of the 22 lakh voters, 12 lakhs voter would be belonging to the Dalit, Muslim and Kunbi community. So that perhaps would change the game for the Congress here. The Congress is hoping on that. Also, Nitin Gadkari, he says that he's going to win comfortably and he's going to concentrate on other seats. The other 6 seats of Vidarbha, also another important seat for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the seat of Chandrapur, where Union Minister of Home Affairs Hansraj Ahir is contesting. He is facing a tough challenge again there from Suresh Dhanorkar, who again shifted from the Shiv Sena to the Congress at the last moment, and he is going to put up a good fight. He belongs to the Kunbi caste again there, and the vote of the Kunbi caste there is going to be sizable. Last time, the Aam Aadmi Party candidate of Vaman Rao Chattap had polled almost 1.75 lakh votes. So that perhaps is going to be the game changer. So caste factor is something.
Thanks, Kamlesh.
That will play a crucial role.
Let's now shift our attention to the northeast. In the northeast, there are 2 seats where Manogya Loiwal is Arunachal East and Arunachal West. One was won by the BJP, one by the Congress. It's in Arunachal West that the flamboyant Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiran Rijiju, is fighting. Last time he picked 50% of the votes. He was up against Takam Sanjoy of the Congress, who won 38% of the votes, and Jalay Sonam of the PPA, who won 4% of the vote. This is a beautiful area, Arunachal West and Arunachal East both. But forget the physical beauty. Right now it's about the political battle that's playing itself out. Manogya Loiwal, what's it looking like in the northeast?
Well, it's interesting to watch on how the entire battle is going to flare up. It has been the land of rising sun, but in past 5 years, the entire state government, because Arunachal also will be voting for assembly elections this time, 60 seats that go for poll. You could call it the land of pricey stunts, which has seen at least 3 chief ministers change in just a matter of 5 years, with Pema Khandu finally making it to fight it out again. He's perhaps also the richest chief minister with 138 crores of property officially in his affidavit. And of course, what makes entire state of Arunachal different is the entire state has been the bastion of Congress for several decades. But this is the first time that they have given candidates only on 43 seats out of 60 seats that go for polls. And it's for the first time that BJP has fielded 60 candidates on all the 60 seats. But what you would see new on the ground is, despite NPP being a part of the ally group of NEDA, has also fielded 30 candidates. Very interesting battle this time, and it's not just about the Christian community, because churches have given up letters and have released letters with, of course, a rider later to withdraw it, that all Christians should vote for Congress or Nabam Tuki, who is also the parliamentary contender here in Arunachal West against MOS Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju, someone who has been the face of Arunachal for past 5 years, and the performance that he's given and the face of Northeast, the way he has moved ahead. But this is an interesting battle, because not just about JDU that has entered the battle. The biggest factor this time would be Citizenship Amendment Bill.
Okay.
What we saw in past few months with 3 people dying in Arunachal, the furor, the ruckus, the ransacking, and of course the entire implication that it is expected to have on ground, would be really interesting battle in both assembly and parliamentary elections on these seats.
Thanks, Manogya. We're looking forward to lots of live updates from our team of reporters. Last but not least, I want to go to Baramulla, where Suja ul Haq is reporting. And I also want to tell our viewers, it's not just Arunachal Pradesh. There are 5 seats of Assam where polling will happen. There's also the 1 seat of Tripura, of the 2 seats where polling is going to happen. Then it's going to happen in Mizoram. We don't want to forget northeastern states. There's also polling in Nagaland. So let's now go to Baramulla, which is where Suja ul Haq Thakur is right now. So 2 seats, Jammu and Baramulla. Jammu, of course, BJP stronghold at this moment. Jugal Kishore of the BJP won with 49% of the votes. Madan Lal Sharma of the Congress came in second with 29. And in Baramulla in 2019, Muzaffar Hussain Beg of the PDP picked up 38% of the votes. Sharifuddin of the National Conference picked up 31%. And Salamuddin Bajad picked up 15%. Give our viewers a sense of how likely is it that people will show up in any numbers to vote in Baramulla, because there's been this big roadblock by civilian vehicles not being allowed. Will people come out to cast their mandate? Suja?
Well, Rahul, this is one of the most important constituencies in the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir because of many factors. One of the reasons is that it has a huge voter base, and some of the areas have traditionally been such, particularly in rural areas of this constituency, which have come out to vote despite all the boycott calls given out by separatist leaders in past. Whether that will happen this time also is something that we'll have to see. But it's very interesting, Rahul, that there have been few points, few issues that have constantly been on the list of the campaigners this time around, and one of the main issues has been the Article 370, the special status of state of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, this has been the only issue which all the political parties, National Conference, PDP, in fact Sajad Lone's party, all of them have campaigned around this. And of late, of course, the issue of the ban on the national highway, because Baramulla is the end point of this highway, and a lot of people who live in this area have been affected by this ban on the movement on 2 days for the civilian vehicles. So all said and done, there has to be a lot of activity that we are expecting to see tomorrow, not just because of these issues, but also the kind of candidates who are participating in these elections. The case in point is the National Conference Akbar Lone. He's been someone who has been in news for all the controversial remarks that he has made, including praising Pakistan, sometimes even praising people like Hafiz Saeed. All sort of things have happened during the campaigning. It'll be very, very interesting to see how the day goes tomorrow in this entire area.
The one other thing to look out for will be the voter turnout in Baramulla. In 2014, it was 39%, which isn't fabulous, but isn't bad either. 39% came out in 2004. In 2009, 42% of the voters came out to vote. Tomorrow, look out for that number. The kind of analysis, perspective, depth, width, insights that you get through this election intelligence dashboard is unparalleled. It's unprecedented. I've been doing elections for 20 years. I have personally never seen anything like this, and we've done lots of very fabulous number crunching. This just takes number crunching in a live election to a whole different plane. And it's not just the numbers, it's backed by very sharp insights from our team of reporters of the caliber that isn't present in any other networks. There's a lot of very, very sharp field reporting backed by the kind of insights you won't get to see anywhere else. This entire team and many more of our reporters will be present from 6 a.m. onwards at polling booths across these 91 seats, We will cover this Indian election like absolutely nobody else with. We're already receiving reviews for the election intelligence dashboard, and I promise you we've only just got started. You've seen so far just a sneak peek of the power and the prowess of this election computing machine. You will see a lot more over the next 50 days. Thank you very much for tuning into this very special debut episode of the Election Intelligence Dashboard. This machine is cult. It's going to go viral. Everyone will be speaking about it, and you've seen it first right here